everybody, this is Linda from MHYT. I'm a CSR. I've been with Meyer for about 6 years now. I'm here today to talk to you about the benefits of raising turkeys. For me, they're my favorite. I just enjoy raising them because I find them to be very friendly. They're entertaining to me, and there are always exceptions. Everybody has their own personality, including turkeys, and some are not so pleasant. But for the most part, my experience have proven that they're fun to have around. So why should you raise turkeys? For me, I eat meat, so I want to know that what I'm eating has had the chance to be in an environment where they can go out and actually enjoy their lives. I know I provide them with quality food. I know they get to free range. They're well cared for. They get quality feed. A turkey can grow out relatively quickly. Like if you were to compare it to beef, you're certainly going to get your turkey a lot faster. That's going to be like 16 to 22 weeks. And it's a lot of meat for that amount of time. Depending on the type of turkey that you have, and if you've got a male or a female, you can get a good sized bird. Like I've had birds that didn't fit in the oven or birds that broke the oven rack. So I've had customers tell me stories about, having to buy a new oven because they broke the door with such a big turkey. So you get a lot of meat out of a turkey in a short amount of time. And if you happen to process and like it where you can get the ground turkey, you can use that in a lot of places in place of beef. So you got a lot of versatility out of your turkey. So turkeys, if you don't want meat, can also be nice to have around because they can make good pets. In general, we don't suggest that you use the broad-breasted for pets. They are just bred to be meat because they do grow so quickly. They do get big. They can have problems with their legs and hearts, maybe even the lungs. So if you're going to go that route for keeping them for the pet, we do suggest that you would get heritage turkeys. And because you do have to buy those in a larger quantity, if you're going to keep a broad-breasted, you might want to consider the signature as a pet because they do grow a little bit slower and not get quite as big. So that would be one way to kind of have some compromise there and still have a nice pet. But you can enjoy companionship with them. They can be alarms and protectors. I've seen many people run away from a puffed up purple-faced turkey. It's probably a good thing to do if you know that they're kind of angry at you. Don't hang around unless you happen to know that turkey. But my daughter refers to the turkeys as dogs of the poultry world because for the most part, they do seem to just really enjoy hanging out with you. Turkeys can be relaxing to have. You can just kind of sit and watch them or sit and hang out with them. They'll come over. They're curious and friendly usually. Like I said, everybody can have a different experience with them. But so far of the ones that I've had, I've only had trouble with one. He was a heritage breed. He became very aggressive toward my chickens, so I did have to remedy that situation. You got to be aware and just be ready to adapt if you need to. So signature turkeys, if you're going to keep a broad-breasted turkey as a pet, might be the way to go. I'm not necessarily advising that you would do this, but between the broad-breasted bronze, broad-breasted white, or the signature white and signature black, if you're going to pick one of those as a pet, I'd probably pick the signature because it does have a bit of a slower growth rate. So it may be able to give you a longer lifespan as a pet. They're flock animals though, so remember you don't necessarily just want a single turkey. They could get lonely. I did have one heritage turkey that after it lost its partner, it got to be super lonely. It got into trouble, kept going into unsafe areas of my yard. It was looking for me since its partner was gone. I did eventually have to rehome it. Now it gets to be with a lot of other turkeys and greet people as they come to the farm. Things to know about turkeys. Turkeys can eat a lot, so it can get costly to raise them and keep them as pets. You'll feel a difference in the feed bill between like the summer and the winter. In the summertime, they're able to forage more, they're able to eat things that you can give them scraps from the garden, or you can even have a garden just for them. It does help. You'll definitely see that feed price go down if you're letting them do those things. They also, if they're out foraging, they'll help you take care of bugs, which is always a benefit. They can also make manure for your garden. That's always a plus when they fertilize. You can use the composted bedding and manure as mulch, or you can add it to your gardens. Turkeys might dig less than chickens, so they might tear up your garden less. I wouldn't advise letting them go in, especially if your plants are young, because they'll definitely take care of eating those plants for you. But if you want them to kind of clean up, they'll go in. I use them at the end of the season to go in and clean up my garden for me. I can also use them earlier if I have any that are older to go in at the beginning of the season and clean things up before I put anything in it. But definitely limit garden access if you don't want them to get in and either eat your plants or do digging, even if they don't dig as much as chickens. There are times toward the end of the season when I've got plants that are really well established that I will let the turkeys in the garden, because by that point sometimes I have so much I don't mind sharing with them. But otherwise I would definitely keep the garden off limits, because if you don't want them in there, if you don't want to share, if you're not ready for that, they'll kind of make a mess of things, and a fence will go a long way toward helping you. So these are some of the reasons that I raise turkeys and some of the benefits you might have from raising turkeys. What are your reasons? Let us know in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day.